I want to tell you about a Wednesday morning. Just a regular Wednesday in the middle of a regular month. Somewhere in America, a person, let's call her Carol, sits down at her kitchen table, opens her laptop and makes a bank
Time
transfer.
to pay the mortgage.
Not a huge number.
Okay.
Maybe
Hold on.
$1,400. Maybe
$2,100?
$2,100. Whatever her monthly mortgage payment has been for the past 25 years. But this transfer is different from every transfer before it.
Paid off.
Because when Carol clicks send this time, the balance on her mortgage account drops to exactly zero. The bank sends a short, slightly uneventful email confirming the payoff. And Carol closes the laptop, pours herself a second cup of coffee, and sits there quietly in her house and feels something
House is
shift that she
mine.
cannot quite name yet. What just happened to Carol is not just a financial event. It is a life event. A structural change in how she relates to money, to risk, to her job, to her future, and to every single month for the rest of her life. And today we are going to talk about exactly what changed in plain language, and why paying off a house is one of the most underrated milestones in a person's entire financial life. Before we can talk about what changes when the mortgage is gone, we need to make sure we are clear on what a mortgage actually is. Because most people lived inside one for decades without fully knowing what they agreed to. A mortgage is a loan secured by your home. You borrow a large sum, let's say $250,000, from a bank to buy a house. The bank does not simply lend you $250,000 and wait for $250,000 back. The bank charges you interest every single month on the outstanding balance. You pay that interest first, and then whatever is left over in your payment goes toward actually reducing the loan balance. Here is the part that surprises almost everyone when they first see it clearly. In the early years of a mortgage, almost none of your monthly payment is reducing what you owe. On a $250,000 mortgage at 7% interest, a monthly payment of roughly $1,663 in year one breaks down to approximately $1,458 in interest, and only $205 actually paying down the loan balance. You paid $1,663 and moved the dial by $205. This is called amortization, a very long word for a simple concept. The bank gets paid first every month and your equity grows slowly at the beginning and faster at the end. Over the full life of a $250,000 mortgage at 7%, you will pay the bank approximately $348,000 in interest alone, on top of repaying the original $250,000. Meaning the house that cost $250,000 actually cost you about $598,000 by the time you are completely done. That is not a criticism of mortgages. Mortgages allow people to own homes they could not otherwise afford, and that has real value. It is simply what you need to understand about what you have been carrying and what you have now fully escaped. When the mortgage reaches zero, you have reclaimed that monthly payment entirely. Every cent of it. No more interest paid to the bank first. No more amortization schedule. No more loans. The house is yours. Completely, legally, unambiguously yours. And that changes everything. Let us start with the most immediate and obvious change, because the most immediate and obvious change is genuinely staggering. The average American monthly mortgage payment, as of recent data, is approximately $2,064 per month. Some people pay more. Some pay less. But for round numbers, let's say Carol was paying $2,000 per month on her mortgage. That $2,000 did not disappear when the mortgage ended. It is still coming in from her paycheck or income every single month. It simply no longer has a destination. The bill that consumed it for decades no longer exists. $2,000 per month is $24,000 per year. Free. Available. Redirectable. This is not a raise. Her employer did not give her more. The economy did not improve. She simply stopped sending $24,000 a year to the bank, and now that $24,000 stays with her. To put that in perspective, $24,000 is the median annual salary in several U.S. states for entry-level workers. Carol has effectively given herself a full second income, not by working more, not by getting a promotion, but by eliminating her single largest monthly expense. Now here is where it gets interesting, because what you do with that $24,000 determines what the next chapter of your financial life looks like. If Carol invests that $2,000 per month into a simple, low-cost index fund earning the stock market's historical average of approximately 7% per year after inflation, here is what happens. In 10 years, approximately $330,000 in 15 years, approximately $620,000, and in 20 years, approximately $1,040,000. Carol did not change her lifestyle. She did not earn more money. She simply redirected the mortgage payment she was already making into an investment account instead of a bank's interest ledger. This is why financial planners often describe paying off a mortgage as creating your own raise. The money was always there. The mortgage was simply claiming it first. Here is something that does not show up in any spreadsheet, but that might be the most important thing that changes when the mortgage is paid off. You cannot lose your home if there is no mortgage. You own your home outright. Let that land for a moment. Before the payoff, your home has a claim against it. If you stop making payments because you lose your job, because a medical crisis drains your savings, because life does something unexpected, the bank has the legal right to foreclose, to take the house, to put you on the street, regardless of how many years of payments you have already made, regardless of how much you have invested in the place. The bank's claim on your shelter is senior to your life situation. When the mortgage is paid off, that claim is gone. The bank has no interest in your home anymore. If tomorrow you lost your income entirely, your shelter is secure. You still owe property taxes and insurance. Those never go away, but the floor of what it costs to keep a roof over your head drops dramatically. In many markets, property taxes and homeowners insurance together average $3,000 to $6,000 per year, roughly $250 to $500 per month, compared to a full mortgage payment that might be 4 to 5 times that amount. This shift is not just financial. It is psychological. The baseline level of financial fear, the quiet background hum of what happens if something goes wrong, drops significantly when your shelter is not contingent on next month's paycheck. According to research from the Urban Institute, homeowners who own their homes free and clear report significantly lower financial anxiety than homeowners still carrying a mortgage. The ownership structure itself changes how people experience financial stability, not just whether they have the money, but how secure they feel about their housing regardless of what happens to their income. Your relationship with your job also changes. This one surprises people, and it should not. Before the mortgage is paid off, your job has a very specific minimum performance requirement. It must cover your bills, including the mortgage. If your monthly mortgage payment is $2,000 and your income drops below what covers that plus everything else, the consequences are serious and immediate. This creates a kind of invisible pressure on every employment decision you make. You cannot easily leave a job that is making you miserable, because the mortgage payment is coming on the first of the month regardless of your feelings about your employer. You cannot take a risk on a career change, because a transition period with lower income while you are building a new path is too dangerous. You cannot negotiate hard with your current employer, because walking away has consequences you cannot afford. When the mortgage is paid off, this calculus changes completely. Your minimum monthly survival cost drops dramatically. The threshold your income needs to clear in order for everything to be okay is now much, much lower. A person whose essential monthly expenses drop from $3,500 to $1,500 after a mortgage payoff has unlocked an enormous amount of career flexibility. A job that pays $30,000 a year, previously impossible to survive on in many areas, may now be entirely workable if it is work that genuinely fulfills them. A year of lower-income entrepreneurial risk-taking becomes far more survivable. A sabbatical to recharge or retrain no longer threatens the foundation. This is not theoretical. A 2022 survey by Bankrate found that 55% of American workers reported staying in jobs they would otherwise leave because of financial obligations, including housing costs. The mortgage was, for many of them, the primary obligation keeping them stuck. When Carol's mortgage disappears, Carol's choices expand. Not because her income changed, because her floor changed. If you are approaching retirement or planning for it at any age, this section is the one to focus on most carefully. How retirement looks completely different. The conventional wisdom on retirement planning says you need to replace approximately 70% to 80% of your pre-retirement income in retirement to maintain a similar lifestyle. Financial planners use this number constantly. It gets cited in retirement calculators everywhere. But here is what that number assumes: that your major expenses in retirement will be similar to your major expenses before retirement. And the single largest expense for most working Americans is housing, specifically the mortgage payment. If the mortgage is gone by the time you retire, your income replacement need drops significantly. Instead of needing 70% to 80% of your pre-retirement income, you may need only 50% to 60% or even less, depending on your other expenses and lifestyle. Here is what that means in plain numbers. If you earn $75,000 per year before retirement, conventional planning says you need approximately $52,500 to $60,000 per year in retirement. But if your mortgage was $1,800 per month, $21,600 per year, and it is now gone, your actual income replacement need might be closer to $30,000 to $40,000 per year. The difference between needing $55,000 a year and needing $38,000 a year in retirement is enormous, not just in terms of how much you need to have saved, but in how much flexibility you have with Social Security timing, part-time work, investment withdrawal rates, and every other retirement planning variable. A 2021 Federal Reserve report found that retirees who owned their homes free and clear reported the highest levels of financial satisfaction among all retiree categories, including retirees with significantly higher incomes who still carried housing debt. The paid-off home did not just save money, it fundamentally changed how people experience their retirement years, regardless of the overall wealth level. When the mortgage is paid off, there is one more piece of the picture that is easy to overlook, because it does not show up in a bank account. You now have 100% equity in your home. That means the entire current market value of your property belongs to you, with no debt claim against it. Let's make this concrete. If Carol bought her house for $250,000 20 years ago, and her house is now worth $450,000, which is a reasonable outcome given historical real estate appreciation, Carol now has $450,000 in equity. Not on paper as a future promise, as real accessible wealth. That equity is not just a number on a statement. It is a financial asset that can do things. It can be borrowed against through a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan at relatively low interest rates to fund a major investment or business opportunity if one arises. Not something to do casually, but an option now exists. It can be converted to income in retirement through a reverse mortgage, a product available to homeowners 62 and older that allows them to receive payments based on the home's equity while continuing to live in the home. Not the right solution for everyone, but one more tool available specifically because the home is owned outright. It can be passed on. A paid-off home is one of the most common vehicles for generational wealth transfer. The equity Carol has built over 20 years of payments does not evaporate when she passes. It becomes part of her estate, available to be passed to her children or whomever she designates, one of the clearest and most accessible forms of inherited wealth in the American economy. And perhaps most simply, it can be sold. If Carol's life changes, she wants to downsize, move to a different city, simplify, she can sell the home and walk away with the full sale price minus transaction costs, with no mortgage balance to pay off first. That check goes directly to her. All of it. Let me bring this back to Carol, sitting at her kitchen table with a second cup of coffee and a zero-balance mortgage statement. Here is what actually changed for Carol on that ordinary Wednesday moment. Her monthly cash flow increased by thousands of dollars without any change in her income. Her single largest monthly expense became zero. The quiet background fear of what if something goes wrong with money and I lose the house, a fear she had carried for decades, dissolved. Her job became optional in a new way it had never been before. Her retirement became cheaper to fund than she had been planning for. And she gained full ownership of an asset worth hundreds of thousands of dollars with no debt against it. None of this required a windfall. None of it required luck or a high salary or a trust fund or a hot stock tip. It required 25 years of monthly payments that she was making anyway, and arriving, eventually, at the end of a schedule she had been on since the day she signed the mortgage papers. The end of the mortgage is the beginning of something else. Something quieter and more spacious than most financial milestones, because there is no celebration industry built around it. No balloons, no parties. Usually just a short email from the bank, and a woman with a second cup of coffee sitting in a house that, for the very first time, is entirely her own. Everything changes. And the change feels more than anything like a deep and quiet exhale. Hope you enjoy the video, hit the like and subscribe button, see you in the next one.